Greetings, Patriots, Starseeds, Lightworkers, and of course our brave military and galactic brothers and sisters. Welcome to 1776 United, and we are in a worldwide and galactic revolution. Now, I have some very exciting news for I'm going to say the masses, but I'm going to say for all humanity. The Filipino, along with Nepal, Indonesia, parts of Malaysia now, are all up in arms. The Filipinos rising up. They're just, the cops there are trying to hold them back from the Ayala Bridge, but they're taking over the Ayala Bridge in Manila. Lots of containers are burning, vehicles are burning. I've gotten great reports from my Filipino connections down there. And of course, they're going to report that stuff and stuff that has been on the news or going on the news there in Asia. We don't get here on the mainstream media. The mainstream media tries to portray, calm and quietness and everything's cool around the world, but it's not. Okay, I'm getting first-hand reports saying that Marcos, the Chinese puppet, has just resigned, which is great news, and I couldn't wait to get that prick out of there. And where they're going to bring in the people's president, whoever that might be. They want to, the people will select a new leader in there, and of course they, if the cops there right now, as many as there are, they are absolutely zero match for the pissed off Filipino. When the Filipino gets up in arms, they will tear it down, and those cops are, number one, their lives are in danger because they're trying to stop what the people want, and number two, you're on the wrong side of history, because I know how fucking dirty you guys are, and you little reptiles are no match, and you will be no match, no matter how many shields you got, no matter how many billy clubs and guns you got. It ain't going to be no match for the Filipino, because they are rising up now. And, like I said, bravo, Filipino. So, again, in the Philippines, things are starting to erupt hard, and that's been going on for quite a while, but I think this is the one. This is the time now that Marcos decide to jump in his chopper and pack his shit and go. So, again, in Indonesia, Bali is the people there. The Indonesians are starting to rise up, and they're getting sick and tired of their reptilian regime. Again, in Nepal, we know that now we're figuring out that it's Gen X going in there and burning it all down, and they are they have the puppet leaders in Nepal had to be rescued by a drop of a ladder from a helicopter, and they had to climb onto that rope ladder and be hauled out of there, hanging on to just a ladder. There was 3 or 4 of them on that ladder, escaping with just their lives, and no baggage or nothing on this flight. So that was a very interesting scene that was happening there. They have burned down the palace and took out all the transcripts, and they're probably digging in, and the people are taking back their country. You're going to see a lot of this happening around the world. I know of 8 other countries in Europe right now. Britain or London, UK being one of them, Spain, Portugal, Belgium, and other parts. Spain, I think, is going off. France, obviously, is going off. Macron, he's on his, he's taking his bag of coke and his boyfriend or whatever, and they've gone into a bunker situation, and they're being, basically they will just, fill it up with water, and that's what they should do. We have to understand what's going on around the world, Patriots, because it might seem calm where you stand, where you sit in your chair looking out the window having your coffee. It might look very, very calm, but I tell you, this world is about to erupt, and it has been. It's you know, when humanity finally gets to a point where they've had enough bullshit, it's time to rise up. And I'm seeing even signs of peaceful protests in Ottawa. Patriots from across Canada are starting to come together. Of course, we're getting many protesters on the about the Gaza Strip and what's going on there, and people are pointing their fingers at the reptilian leadership in Israel. There is a lot of and I may as well get it up and running, as far as we are not, the whole leadership has been completely taken over around the world. Every country had a puppet leadership, and they're not, I believe that they're not human. And I believe that they are reptiles that have taken over all the authoritarian or authority level type positions of each nation. And I think this is the exposure. I'm getting patriots sending me information, recent information, and I want to thank the patriot for sending me that just recently, because I haven't really had time to go through all my DMs. But she sent me a picture or a video in the palace or wherever they were in the UK, and it took a picture of over a guard's shoulder looking at Kamala, and that was not Kamala. She was shape-shifting, and you can see the obvious reptilian resemblance in her. So, and they will only expose themselves, and there's two ways that these reptiles will expose themselves. Number one is when they are under extreme stress, and number two is the humanity. And as we are waking up as humanity, we're able to raise our frequency to a higher note, which they do not, and that will basically expose them. Once we our ability to raise our vibrations and love vibrations and our light, and this is why I keep saying, raising our light and love gives us not just those two beautiful God-given qualities, but it gives us frequency exposure to the darker, deep matters that that these hybrids try to hide on this planet. All this is going to come out, and you may as well hear it from me rather than see it for yourself and get surprised by the coming events. So the reptiles are more scared than humanity. Okay, humanity's pissed off. They're rising up, and the only way that these hybrids were able to defeat us was from the shadows. They could not expose themselves, because once they exposed themselves, humanity would wake up and see the disgusting, smelly lizards that they are, and wake up, basically. So, all these leaderships around the world, and I'm not excluding Canada. These reptiles that are down there in the Ottawa area right now are scared to death. Finally, we're getting the CTV and the CBC, not the CBC. They're a bunch of reptilian hybrids themselves, but CTV and other maybe Rebel News and other independent news operations are starting to see and show the people what Carney really is, and they're exposing him, and he's freaking out. And so you're not going to see him around for too much longer. I believe, Patriots, that this whole thing's coming to a head. It's all about full disclosure. Whether the powers to be or the Patriots and freedom fighters, whether it's Space Force or the Earth Alliance, discloses all this or not, she comes out and says it the way it should be, or just plain tells everybody. I don't think they will. I think it's up to humanity to wake themselves individually to see exactly what we have been dealing with for the last 44,000 years. I am a firm believer that there is a lot of reptilian bloodline mixed with humanity, because if you are a narcissist, not necessarily atheist, but you worship evil and all the dark entity that goes along with that, then you have a very high DNA reptile bloodline in you, and there's no getting away from that. The only thing that will save you in this, in your sickness and your mental illness, is going into a med bed, and that will be up to the military, because they have total control of all the med beds on this planet, and they will decide whether or not they want to, they will reevaluate you and all the things that you have done, and they will decide whether or not you are awarded the time to heal yourself through a med bed. Otherwise, you're going to have to get shipped out. Anyways, there's lots going on, folks. The world is rising up. They're getting rid of the authoritarian reptiles at the top, and we're going to watch this play out. And this is what we've been waiting for humanity to organically rid themselves of all the scum that has been infiltrated in our society at all levels. Now, this will start at the top, and this is going to work its way down through society's ranks, all the way to smaller city mayors and councils, school boards, hospitals, everything. If you've done bad and harm to anybody, in the past, there will be a reckoning. And trust me, people that tell me that they don't believe in karma, you are living on the dark side of the moon. Anyways, I want to bless everybody for a beautiful Sunday we're going to have today. And I will try to keep videos going, because I'm in a lot of transitional stage right now. And but that will get cleared up here at least by the 10th of August or the 10th of October. And then I'll be able to, dig into more intel. But in the meantime, I will dig up the intel I got. And everybody have a nice day, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye now.